What can you do, or where can you start? I've noticed that every time I post a video and basically tell people to wake up, I get many comments from people telling me that they are just one person, and then they ask what they can do or what difference they could make to a hopeless situation, being only one person. So this video is devoted to all those who think that they are powerless, all those that think that they can't make a difference. Many years ago, I was part of the SADF. As anyone with minimal knowledge will know, we were arguably the best infantry soldiers on the ground anywhere. Now, I have stated before that I was not in the infantry, but I was part of the total machine, and as most know, the SADF was definitely the most powerful and effective military in Africa in its day. I won't even talk about the SANDF of today. That is just a bad joke. As one soldier in that powerful military, how much difference do you think I could have made if I was sent to the border all by myself to do the job of the whole army? I'm sure I don't even have to tell you what the answer to that is. The war would have been over before it started, and many people, both in Southwest Africa as it was known then, as well as in South Africa, would have died as a result of terrorist attacks. I think I've made my point. Okay, you might be sitting at home watching my videos and you hear me say that you need to wake up, you need to get involved, you need to stand up and stand together, etc. And you are asking yourself, and in some cases asking me these questions. I'm going to try and answer these questions for you now. Firstly, you have to realize that an army is useless without the logistics behind it. If you look at the Angola Bush War, there were troops in the field all the time, but there were probably more admin staff, logistical staff, planning and strategizing staff, etc., than there were ever soldiers in the field. Obviously, because the army was the defense force of South Africa, it was funded by the taxpayers of the time. We don't have that luxury. As you know, the taxpayers fund corruption and theft in South Africa today. Getting back to the needed manpower, in our situation we do not have the luxury of having a constant stream of young and energetic conscripts coming in every few months to be trained and to replace those finishing their conscription period. We have the entire white population, everyone of every age, who have to fend for themselves without any financial input from the taxpayers. In other words, we rely on people of any and all ages volunteering to do whatever they can to further our cause. Unfortunately, that also means that we have to finance whatever we do ourselves. But we will get back to this in a minute. In the 80s, when I was a young guy, fit and strong, and everyone else on the ground was too, for me then it was normal to sweep roads for landmines 7 days a week, sometimes as much as 28 kilometers per day. Today, 33 years later, at 52 years old, you would think that I would be way past that kind of exertion, especially since I've never been into any serious exercise in that period, besides a 3 or 4 year period from when I was about 20 until around 23 or 24, that I worked out in the gym. Well, I have actually surprised myself. I have over the last 6 or 7 months, maybe a little longer, taken up judo, and have also recently completed 2 hikes, one through the night that took us on a route about 36 kilometers, which I did easily. The second one was much further and consisted of crossing a few small mountain ranges, and that was roughly 60 kilometers. I completed that one too, although I did have some knee problems. The point is, even at 52 and not super fit, I am still capable of some pretty strenuous exercise. I know not all people my age are in the same shape I am, but there are plenty of you out there who are. So for the most strenuous stuff, we have the younger crowd, as well as many of us more mature guys and girls. With just a bit of exercise, it is possible for us older guys and girls to be as capable physically as the youngsters. If you ask the other guys who were all younger than myself that I hiked with, they would attest to this. So that is the physical side of things sorted. We definitely have enough people out there to make a big difference. Our biggest obstacle is to just get enough people to give up just a bit of their free time on a Saturday morning or other times when possible to attend some training or to help with some tasks that need doing. Remember, we are self-powered. That means no camp full of conscripts to call on to do things. We have to get off our asses and do what needs to be done ourselves. Now we get to all the tasks that happen behind the scenes, such as the admin staff. These are dedicated people of all ages who have chosen to do their part by performing admin tasks in their own time. These are extremely dedicated people who often work a full day and come home to spend hours working for their people, free of charge, in order to make the machine turn. I can't even begin to tell you how much work it is to keep track of things such as finance, logistics, as well as personnel. It is a huge job that is usually almost thankless because almost all of their efforts are put in behind the scenes and after hours. They are indispensable though and deserve all the thanks and praise that they can get. When it comes to the people on the ground, no organization can function without leaders at various levels. In the organization I belong to, we work on a military-style ranking system simply to create discipline and to eliminate confusion. That is basically as far as the military influence goes, really. Remember, we are dealing with mostly people who have never been part of a military organization, so things have to run slightly differently to a real military. Because of the current political climate and the state of the country, we have an ever-increasing number of whites who are entering the informal housing sector and find themselves in dire straits as far as finances and the ability to feed themselves goes. There is a whole section of our organization dedicated to helping these people. They collect food, money, clothing, and school requirements for the children affected by it. We even have some people who I would imagine are mostly elderly women who knit, sew, and crochet items to distribute it among our own people in these camps. There is literally a place for anyone and everyone in these organizations, no matter what your financial status, no matter what your physical condition, and no matter what your age. We need you. Your people need you. The last thing I want to talk about is finances. As with any organization of this nature, it takes money to make the wheels turn. Although every single penny is accounted for and spent thriftily, we could always do with a little more money. Training takes time, equipment, and sometimes instructors have to be hired and paid. This we as members try to fund ourselves wherever we can, but sometimes it is just not possible. To counter this, we have two main methods of collecting funds: membership fees and donations. The organization I belong to asks a membership fee of a mere 50 Rand per month. You might think that 50 Rand a month is nothing, but there are still people who simply do not have 50 Rand to spare every month, and they are never turned away. Those of us who can afford to pay a little more do just that. In fact, I try to pay double what I am expected to pay every month. Not every single month, but I try to pay double whenever I can. Money is and always will be in short supply, but we do what we can with what we have. Some members do nothing else but search for donations, whether it comes in the form of money, food, clothing, or anything else we might be able to use. I hope that this sheds a bit more light on why just about everyone has no excuse not to get involved. If you have any concerns about your safety, the safety of the white minority in South Africa, or the future of your children in this country, it's time to get involved now. If you are one of those people who joined, maybe pay your monthly subs and expect the organization to save your bacon when the SHTF, think again. This is not like subscribing to a security company with armed response. This is where you become part of the security company, the welfare organization, the civil defense unit, the emergency medical response if required, all rolled into one. People, things are getting really serious in this country. Why not be prepared for what might and very well could happen instead of gambling with your and your family's lives? Please like and share this video on as many social media platforms as possible. It's the only way my message gets out there. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, do so by clicking on the big red subscribe button below and to the right of this video. While you're there, you might as well click on the bell icon to receive email notifications every time I upload new content. If you would like to make a contribution to my channel and to help keep the lights burning, in the description field of this video I have provided ways for both local as well as international viewers to make a contribution. If you'd like to make a crypto contribution, also in the description field I have supplied a Bitcoin as well as a Litecoin wallet address. If you would like to contribute any other crypto, simply shoot me a mail to the address also provided in the description field and I will supply the relevant wallet address. To all those amazing people who do contribute to my channel, I say a huge thank you. Be safe out there. Until next time.